You're about to discover a timing trick that could add over $103,000 to your Social Security benefits. But here's the thing, most people never figure this out. They claim at 62, get excited about the check, and leave six figures on the table for the rest of their lives. I'm going to show you exactly how much money you're giving up by claiming early, and more importantly, the specific break-even ages where waiting actually pays off. By the end of this video, you'll know whether claiming early is a trap or whether it actually makes sense for your situation. Let's start with the brutal truth. If you claim Social Security at 62 instead of waiting to your full retirement age, which is 66 or 67 depending on when you were born, the government cuts your benefits by 30%. 30%. Gone forever. That reduction applies to every single check you get for the rest of your life. Your spouse's benefits get cut too. And when you pass, your survivor benefits are smaller. The 30% haircut is baked in. There's no catching up, no matter how long you live. But here's where most financial advisors get it wrong. They focus on that 30% cut and ignore the math that comes after. Let's use actual 2026 numbers. I'm going to show you three scenarios for someone with an average Social Security benefit. First, claim at 62. Your monthly payment is $1,860. Second, wait until your full retirement age of 67. Your monthly payment is $2,831. Third, claim at 70. Your monthly payment is $3,511. Look at those numbers. The jump from 62 to 70 is $1,651 per month. That's not a rounding error. That's $19,812 per year, every year, for the rest of your life. But here's the catch. You didn't collect anything from 62 to 70. You were working, you were living on other income, and Social Security was sitting there waiting. So the question everyone asks is, how long do I have to live to break even? The US government gives you an 8% raise on your Social Security benefit for every year you delay claiming after your full retirement age. That's not 8% per decade. That's 8% per year, compounded. So if you wait 3 years from 67 to 70, that's 24% additional income on top of your full retirement age benefit. Think about where else you can get a guaranteed 8% return on your money in today's economy. Treasury bonds, stock market, nothing compares to this government guaranteed raise. And this benefit is tax advantaged. It's not subject to the same income restrictions as early benefits. The government is literally incentivizing you to wait. Now, I need to be fair. There are situations where claiming at 62 makes sense, even though most people in those situations don't use the strategy correctly. First, you have a serious health condition and your life expectancy is genuinely below 77 or 78. If you know, not guess, know us that your time is limited, take the money now. This isn't pessimism, it's math. Second, you need the money to cover living expenses and you have no other way to do it. This is the real situation for most people claiming early. They're not making a strategic choice. They're in financial hardship. Third, you have significant investment income and you want to manage your tax bracket. This is advanced strategy and only works if you have professional guidance. But here's where people get it wrong. They claim at 62 because they might not live long enough to break even. That's the bird in hand argument, and we're going to demolish it in a few minutes. Let's do the math. If you claim at 62 and get $1,860 per month and wait until 70 to get $3,511 per month, when does waiting actually pay off? From age 62 to 70, that's 96 months where you get $1,860. That's $178,560 total from claiming early. Starting at 70, you get $3,511 per month. To make up that $178,560 difference, you need 51 months of payments at the higher rate. That's about 4.25 years. So your break-even age is approximately 74 and 3 months. But wait, most Americans live well past 74. The average 62-year-old today can expect to live into their mid-80s. That's an entire decade of collecting the higher benefit. If you live to 85, which is very normal, you collect the higher benefit for 11 years. That's an extra $460,000 compared to claiming at 62. We're not talking about a few thousand. We're talking about six figures. Here's a rule that trips up people who claim before their full retirement age: the earnings test. If you claim Social Security before your full retirement age and you're still working, you lose $1 in benefits for every $2 you earn over $22,320. That's the 2026 limit. So if you claim at 62, you get $1,860 per month. But then you work and earn $40,000 per year instead of the $22,320 limit. You're $17,680 over. The government takes back half of that overage, which is $8,840 per year. That's reducing your benefit by almost $740 per month. Suddenly that $1,860 is looking like $1,120. And there's no catch-up later. That money's gone. This trap catches a lot of people who thought they were making a smart financial decision. If you're married, there's another layer to this decision that almost nobody understands. Your spouse can claim up to 50% of your primary insurance amount. That's your benefit amount at full retirement age before any early reduction or delayed credits. So if your PIA is $2,831, your spouse can get up to $1,416. That's not based on their work record. It's based on your record. But here's the optimization. If you delay claiming to 70 and get those 24% bonuses, your spouse's 50% benefit is calculated on that higher amount. So you're not just getting more for yourself, you're getting more for your spouse too. And if you pass away, your spouse gets your full benefit amount. If you died with the $1,860 monthly benefit from claiming at 62, that's what they inherit. If you died with the $3,511 benefit from waiting to 70, that's what they keep forever. This is especially important if you're the higher earner in the household. In 2026, there are a few changes to Social Security that everyone should know about. First, the average Social Security benefit in 2026 is $1,976 per month. That's higher than recent years because of cost of living adjustments. If you've been using older numbers in your planning, update them. Second, the earnings test limit. That $22,320 number I mentioned earlier increases with wage growth. By 2030, it'll be even higher. So if you're considering working while taking benefits, the calculations change year to year. Third, there's been talk for years about changes to the program itself: means testing, raising the retirement age, adjusting how future benefits are calculated. None of these have passed yet, but they're in the conversation. Don't use "maybe the government will change it" as an excuse not to optimize. Optimize for the rules as they exist today. Here's the most common argument I hear for claiming early: a dollar today is worth more than a dollar tomorrow. Technically, that's true. That's the time value of money. But here's why it's wrong as an argument for Social Security. Social Security isn't an investment where you're trying to beat market returns. You're trying to maximize your retirement income. Those are different decisions. The bird in hand argument assumes there's massive uncertainty about whether you'll be alive to collect the higher benefit. And yes, there's some uncertainty. But how much? If you're healthy enough to be making retirement decisions at 62, you probably have 20+ years of life left. That's not a guess. That's the actuarial average. And here's the thing: if you're wrong and you don't live to 85, you've given up no money. You collected what you were going to collect. The break-even is in your favor. If you're right and you do live to 80 or 90, the difference is 6 figures. The asymmetry heavily favors waiting. Okay, here's what you do with this information. Step 1. Go to ssa.gov and get your actual Social Security statement. Don't estimate. Get the real numbers for your situation. The breakdown between your benefit at 62, 67, and 70 is critical. Step 2. If you're married, look at your combined household benefit. Sometimes it makes sense for one spouse to claim early while the other waits. Sometimes it doesn't. The calculation changes based on your ages and your individual benefit amounts. Step 3. Run your break-even age. Take your monthly difference between early and delayed claiming, divide your cumulative loss by that monthly difference, and add it to your claim age. That's your break-even. If your break-even is 75 and you expect to live to 85, waiting wins. The math isn't mysterious. It's addition and subtraction. Step 4, make a decision and stick with it. The worst thing you can do is dither and then claim at 67 out of indecision. which gives you neither the early money nor the full delayed credits. For most people with decent health and average life expectancy, waiting until 70 is the highest confidence path to the most retirement income. Not maximum income, maximum confidence in that income. And that's what makes this timing trick work.